Unlocking acceptance.
Hey, welcome to the tech capital of the world. My name is Bobby Davis, CEO and founder of Coder Foundry. Hey, Kevin, I like the smooth jazz this morning. I really like that. It had like a little record sound in the background.
Didn't
like
it?
It was playing
It's
it
like,
on vinyl.
It's a new song from Soundstripe. Right before this, I was like, I have a few minutes. Like right before you jumped on, I was like, I have a few minutes. I'm gonna go download a few new songs. So there's some new tunes in the background today. Not all new, but some new ones.
The vinyl background to it's kind of cool.
I'm a vinyl fan, so I like that vinyl sound. Even the crackling, which people don't like, but I do like that.
All right, so right away, if you're looking at our site here, we've got a couple of changes up there in that corner there.
This way.
Tell them what that thing is, Kevin.
That's a QR code that you want to click and give us your Bitcoin wallet passphrase. That's what that is. We're going to scam you with a QR code. So if you want to go ahead and scan that and give us all your Bitcoins, that'd be great. No, this is actually a link to, and this is a QR code. It is, I promise you it's safe. If you haven't entered our giveaway, this is where you can enter it. So you can scan the code. You can also go to, and I will put this in chat too if you don't want to scan the QR code, and I totally understand if you don't. It's totally okay. If you haven't entered the giveaway yet, you can click the link in chat that I just put out there, and you can go and enter the giveaway.
Can we show the prize package one more time?
We can.
Yeah.
Cool.
So check it out. So like we're giving away a MacBook Air or a Surface Book Laptop 4 plus an Oculus and 1 year course access for someone lucky fan here that's watching the show be a subscriber, maybe like the video, share it with your friends. We're giving it away. We had to put a deadline on it. Our deadline isn't a date. We're just doing it as when we hit 100,000 subscribers. So if you want Kevin to get a plaque, you could just share it with everybody and Kevin gets a YouTube plaque. So that's kind of cool.
That would be cool. It is a sweepstakes too, so you don't have to buy anything. You don't technically have to be a subscriber either. So, but what you got to do, give us your name, email address, and that's it. It is only open to residents of 50 U.S. states, District of Columbia, and you got to be over 18. That's it.
Yeah, so as you know, the other big news happening in my life right now is that the Destiny Witch Queen raid is on Saturday, and this is related to what you were just talking about, Kevin.
Okay.
So I've got 6 guys on the team, or 5 and me plus 1.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting there talking about it, and I said, hey guys, you go out and check out this link here. I'm giving away a MacBook Air, and one of the guys said, "What? We have to subscribe to your channel?" Like,
wow,
you mean you're not? You're not subscribed already? You're off the raid team. Exactly. You're off the team. Get out of here.
What are you
doing? Find someone else. So, but anyway, but this Saturday, if you look for us on Twitch, we will be going after the Witch Queen raid again. We got a brand new team here trying to get world's first. If they can take me to the top of the mountaintop, we get like a raid belt. And if I win that thing, I'm gonna be wearing the raid belt all the time. Just like
hold on, is this like one of those wrestling belts? Is that what this is?
You get a legit wrestling belt.
Is it
yeah,
like that?
exactly.
Awesome.
And it's I'll wear that on like forever. I'll probably wear it around the house. Kelly,
just like on the weekends, like Kelly's gonna come in and be like, Bobby, what are you doing?
You know that, right?
Like I'm just thinking about Destiny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, that's funny.
So, but we'll be chasing it down. If you can go find us, Coder Foundry on Twitch TV, and then you can go find us.
So Eli wants to know if it includes shipping. It does to the US, yeah. So
to the US, we couldn't do it overseas.
I'm not gonna ask you to pay anything.
Right.
When you do it outside the US, there's all kind of things with it being a laptop for one and having batteries and all that kind of stuff. Plus, there's the taxing and export.
Yeah.
There's you may get the thing and then it's like, because it's a high value item, you're like, now your government's going to want to charge you like hundreds of dollars or whatever your local currency is in import taxes, and we can't cover that. So it's just like it's just a pain. So, sorry, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's a total gift thing. You can get it free, and then if you declare it as a gift on your taxes, it's up to you.
Rich really wants to know if people need a Destiny portfolio to join your team.
Actually, yeah, we look at
If you want to be
Yeah, we look at raid reports and
What level
hours
is your
spent on Destiny.
warlock? Is it a warlock? Is that the
Yeah.
one? Is it a
Yeah, so if you had a warlock and was warlock, titan, and hunter, so like
Titan, that's it. I was playing Titan. That's what.
I would say that of the team of 6, which people don't know this, and you can go look at time wasted on Destiny. You look at my gamer tag. It's like
I love that it's time wasted, not time played. Yeah. At least you're honest.
It's in the thousands of hours, So like, I'm probably 6 on a team of 5, but since I put it together, it's my team. So, but they're all better than me, which is good because hopefully we can actually win.
Well, exactly.
We're trying to win it.
If you can find all players that are better than you, that's what you want. Yeah. Right? You want every player to be better than you on your team.
So
that's how it should be.
Probably some of them are watching this right now, like, you darn right we're better than you.
I would just start claiming that you're the best on the team from here on out,
That's
just
it.
to see if they watch
carry
this.
everybody.
Just to see if they watch this.
Everybody.
Exactly. Because then if they watch this, you'll know because they'll definitely mention it. Otherwise, you don't watch my streams, do you?
No, that's right. You don't even subscribe. I mean,
exactly. Lucas is in for the competition. Awesome, Lucas. Hope you win. That'd be cool.
Hope you win, Lucas.
Because you can swing by and pick it up. Like, that'd be even better.
Can. We don't have to ship it to Lucas. We know Lucas. He was a Code-Founder grad, so like doing really well. So it's kind of cool.
Yep.
Very cool guy.
Yeah. So hey, guess what? Tomorrow, which is March 4th, is our 3-year anniversary of our first video that we made explicitly for YouTube. When we decided to go in on YouTube, it was 3 years ago. Tomorrow was the first one that we put out.
Yeah. And so before that, we had made some commercials and lots of what brands
we had some other content on YouTube. If we go back and sort by our oldest videos, look.
Right.
This is our first
produced YouTube video.
Exactly.
For YouTube.
Explicitly made for YouTube. Yeah. The other ones were
3 years ago. And that's the first one I did.
This will switch to 3 years tomorrow. Like, this is a tomorrow video. So
if you look at, that's the first video I ever did. So like, kind of cool. You guys convinced me to start YouTube. I didn't want to do it.
Yep.
But I tried. And hey,
and look where we are. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's a video stick. We put the stick or quit card on it, look, and it was stick with learning game development or quit. It's a 4-minute video. So what I thought we'd do is have a little watch of it and see. Like,
we can look at the production value, how much older I look.
We can see. We can see if the advice still plays too. So I will tell you, I watched it back, and I was like, oh, we still to this day talk about the stuff in this video. We literally still talk about the stuff in this video, even though this was 3 years ago now. I'm like, this is still stuff that shows you how long we've been talking about this stuff and how much it's still. And also the advice is timeless, or we call it in the business green. It's a greenfield advice. But like in general, so many people they set an arbitrary deadline to when they break in. And they don't give themselves permission to learn. That's how we're phrasing it now. You got to give yourself permission, time to learn, to understand this stuff. And your schedule isn't everyone else's schedule. And so, like, I think you should stick with it. But people quit way too early at this. If they don't get instant success. Yes. And we still see that.
I've been studying CSS for 3 weeks, man. I don't understand it yet. Like, okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So,
we'll check it out. See what it looks like.
Let's go watch it. I've just kind of set this up. I think it's going to start playing as soon as I hit this thing, I think. So let's see. And I'll try and pause it. So here we go.
Today, we're going to discuss the toughest question when it comes to learning. Look at that guy.
Same opening we have today. Just same thing. So what we were doing, the premise for this video, by the way, just before we jump into this, we didn't have any content at the time, so we decided we were just going to grab questions from places. And we went to Reddit. Reddit was one of the first places we found a question.
Which is funny. That's how the entire media runs anyway. Like, especially gaming media, they just go to Reddit and find a post and write articles about it. So we did the same thing.
Right.
That's where the knowledge is contained now. All of knowledge is contained in Reddit.
Yeah.
Throw Me Away 6P asks, by having no degree, will I even have a chance to have a future in game programming? Or should I give up on the game making part? Should I do something else in the programming field? I hate this because I love games and I want to make them so bad.
This is a common question.
Okay. So this is when we had Hashim here, and I loved Hashim's read on these stuff. So at the time I was like, Hashim, you need to read these questions. I need you to be part of the video. You don't have to be in the video, you need to read the content for me. And that's
I noticed right away that we're not as sharp as we were before. I think we had a different camera back then. So like we've actually changed our cameras out.
Yep.
Also, you know what's really cool about this background? Like our background now is way better, but look at that Mondo poster in the back. Look at that. Back to the Future. That's your poster.
I still have it on my wall, like right over
Kevin
here.
donated the poster. I can't read what the other one is on the other side.
So the other one is the Iron Man AC/DC poster.
Okay,
Which when the movie came out, they released like an AC/DC Iron Man 2 movie poster, and that was a limited edition one of that. So I don't have that one hanging, but I do have the Back to the Future one over here on the wall. Which, by the way, is a Mondo poster, right? Limited to I don't know, 300 or something like that.
Right.
400. I got edition number 88.
Yeah.
88 miles an hour. I literally have a numbered 88 out of 300 something. I'm like, yes, that is the best.
I never thought about that till you just said it. 88's got to be.
I got number 88.
Money,
I'm like, it's money. Yeah. It's a money poster. That one, it's So I have that. It's on my wall right over here.
So comparing it to our current set now, I mean, it's very similar, same desk and all that kind of stuff, but our lighting has changed up. And then I love what we do now. And those are all front lit lights that we were using and to show the posters. It looks cool, but I like our backlit poster boxes now. So.
Oh, definitely. So, cool. Yeah. So, okay, let's play some.
And a common fear when it comes to learning to code. You start learning, and at first you feel great, and you've made some words appear on the screen, but soon you go beyond hello world, and you get stuck. It's scary, it's frustrating, I get it. The more you learn, the more you start to realize, I got a long way to go before I'm a pro. Then, like this person on Reddit, you begin to wonder, should I just quit, give up, have more free time? Would a company even hire me without a degree? And is the tech I'm learning even valuable to start with? Well, I got good news and a little bit of tough news for the Redditor.
Still valid questions right today. These are still the stuff that people have concerns over. And we have a different reason now because people always ask is the tech I'm learning right? Should I even be learning it? And the question now is always is AI going to take my job? It's it's been replaced by am I learning the right things to should I be learning at all because the robots are going to take over? But it's the same thing. This was 3 years ago, exactly the same kind of question.
Yeah, and then one other criticism, we've changed mics too.
We have changed mics. I don't know what mic we were using here for this one.
I know, so if you must know what we're using, I think this is what I wrote, NGT, whatever we're using now, which is really good.
Yeah, it's a high mic.
I'm wondering if that was a snowball or something you just put in front of the desk.
I don't know what we were using. I don't remember. Or it was just placed badly maybe too. There's a lot of room noise too, don't forget. We had a lot of room noise in this. It was quite an empty room at the time. So now it's filled in, which makes it sound better.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing too that I noticed about this, we had jump cuts in here and I actually like jump cuts. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, I like jump cuts again now. We've kind of
I've always hated jump cuts.
I know you have.
You
have, but especially for this because YouTube likes jump cuts. So.
First, absolutely, 100%, you can get a job without a college degree. Software development is the only rare white-collar position that does not require a college degree or a license. Stack Overflow did a survey of 100,000 developers, and they found out that only 3/4 of software developers have a college degree. And those, 64% studied computer science or related major. Let's pause for that for a second.
Literal pause. Again, still true today. Still the same.
Most people are self-taught. If you're thinking of that, I can't learn this on my own, and do I need a degree? I'm probably getting ready to say this, but what I would say now is it's probably closer to 95% of what you know now is self-taught. Very few people that have been working for longer than 3 years, what they know now wasn't taught to them when whatever their education was. They've learned new stuff, and you learn every day. Therefore, every programmer is self-taught, in my opinion. So
there you go.
Right, cool.
Just real quick look. It says it on display.
The museum, it needs to be. It's super dark in the background. 25% of the devs have no degree at all. Imagine 1 in 4 doctors not attending college. Now you may think that about your doctor. And then
I love your thing there. It's like, imagine wanting for doctors not attending college. Well, you may think that about your doctor. Like,
I think that about mine sometimes.
And that's probably where that came from. If you're questioning, like, you go to your doctor's appointment, like, did that guy even go to college?
Go to college? Like, really?
I think that's funny.
Out of the ones who went to college, 1 in 3 didn't study medicine. So you, as an aspiring developer, have an amazing career opportunity ahead of you. Every other profession should be jealous of you. Now, I've personally hired dozens of developers across multiple companies. I'm an employer, and so take it from me, I don't care if you have a degree. I just want to know that you can code. Now, here's the
Pause that right there.
And
So
also-
like, one thing that I can say right now today, we talked about this morning, I'm actually hiring .NET devs right now.
Yeah.
I just got an interview before we got on this show. And when I was watching that, I didn't even look to see if the guy had a college degree or not. I went immediately looked at the experience
interesting.
and asked him what he's doing lately. I need to go back and look at the resume. I have no idea if he has a college degree or not.
You already told him he can have the job, right? So too late now.
We've already made an offer to people. By the way, if you're looking for a .NET role, I think I could potentially have 3 more, maybe as many as 5 more, definitely 3.
By the way, we only talked about this on Tuesday. We literally got the thing in on Tuesday, and you're already hiring somebody on Thursday. Like,
I'm hiring someone. I hired someone today. So like, just move quick. It can be remote. It's .NET. I do need 5 years experience because it's a complex system that we're working on. Unfortunately, it's not for bootcamp grads like at Coder Foundry with no experience. It's a little bit more mid to senior level position. But the pay is justified. It can be remote. If you lived in North Carolina, it's a definitely bonus. So
yeah, when it was first posted, hey Lucas, reach out.
Oh, he's looking around. Lucas, reach out, dude.
When it was first posted, it wasn't going to be remote, but now they're kind of like reconsidering, maybe, right? So
yeah,
it was something.
So and then we think we have a LinkedIn. You may have that link if you happen to have it. We can put that in chat if you want to apply.
I don't know off the top of my head. I'll play this and I'll go find it.
Yeah.
Software development careers are the same. And when you see those eye-popping stats about how many open jobs are available for developers, it's mostly for web application development. Now, according to a study by PayScale, check this out. The fastest growing job in 2018 was full stack web developer. That's not the fastest growing job in tech. That's the fastest growing job in America, period. And game development is a little bit different. It's like kind of like breaking into Hollywood. You need a lot of talent and equal amounts of luck, but there's hope. And I tell students at Coder Foundry to follow their 3-year plan. In year 1, get your first job however you can. Study in-demand tech, even if you think it's old and boring. Build projects that a hiring manager would like, and not just passion projects. Don't turn down any job interviews, and jump at the first job that someone is willing to pay you for.
So how many times have we talked about that since then?
Yes.
Like,
I mean, it's crazy. And I still have today where people are like, we were on a Twitter space last weekend, and we were having this actual discussion.
Yeah.
And there's famous dudes out there saying, yeah, need to be choosy for your first job. And we're like, less choosy, more paycheck. That's the way I look at this. If you get 3 or 8 offers coming out of your boot camp, yeah, you're going to be choosy. But we had some other YouTube guys out there that, they're working in, a place like Tech Rally being one of them. And he said, I didn't have choice. I had to pick whatever I could get. And it paid off because now he's working at Amazon.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, this still holds true that you need to absolutely 100% get the first offers. And notice, someone's willing to pay you for. I don't believe in the US you should ever work for free, especially coding. Like, if the company comes to you and says, hey, we do internships, get some experience, I'm like, brah, like, just go somewhere else, man. You don't need to work for free, because the experience, if you can name check the company, that's good, but it's not necessary. So like, if you just went to the mom and pop shop down the street and you started building .NET applications for a year for that place, that experience will still hold the same weight as if you were at Lowe's Hardware or Amazon. And other people are kind of thinking I'm crazy. No, the recruiter's still going to reach out to you. They're still going to call you all the time, and you'll have way more opportunities by having 1 year experience on that. And you multiply that 3 to 4 years forward, multiple years of experience, you have recruiters calling you every single day. Every day, looking for work.
Yep.
So,
yep,
it's pretty easy.
For those just joining us, just because this seems weird today, we will do Q&A. throw your questions in chat. We're coming up on our 3-year anniversary of posting our first video on YouTube tomorrow, so we're watching back and watching our first video. That's what we're doing.
It's our first video.
It's
so,
short.
You know,
It's only
I
got
noticed that
11
I
minutes,
move around in the chair a lot. I'm like doing this and like sitting back. I've gotten better.
The best way is to get hired writing software as a full stack web developer. But there's a twist. You can start there and then you can choose your own adventure. While your boss is paying you to build these web-based applications on your 9 to 5, use your weekends for other projects. And I guarantee you that within 3 years, you'll be able to move into a different field and specialize in whatever you want. But you gotta get that first job. So this isn't theory. I've seen graduates follow the 3-year plan and now they're working in the exact job they want. But the key is to get that first job, and the best chance for a job is a full stack web dev. And let's get more specific about your situation. So you want to build a game. You want to break into game development. And a good framework to adopt right now is Unity. With Unity, you can build everything from Xbox games to VR experiences. For example, this is the HoloLens.
That, pulling out the HoloLens. You're like,
2018. I have one. Yeah, like, so it says the same thing too. Like, all what we're saying is, you fast forward 3 years later, we're still talking about AR and VR development. We're still talking about Unity and C#. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's only gotten bigger since I've spoke about that 3 years ago. So that's kind of cool. Now the HoloLens is a little dated, but like, yeah, they got a new one out now.
Still cool.
You
can build an AR game and even business applications for it. And you probably know to use Unity, you need to learn C#. So what should your 3-year plan be? Learn how to build full stack web apps using C# and the .NET framework. Then use your mastery of C# to build a game with Unity and release it on Steam. Again, this isn't theory. I can build apps with .NET and Unity, all because I started with C#. So my message to you is this: do not quit. You can break into any industry you want as long as you're committed to your craft. But I strongly recommend that you learn web dev first. And who knows, you may even fall in love with both.
Nice.
There we go.
Good ending.
It's pretty cool, right?
Moved around a little bit. You know, I think what's funny, I don't know if this is the exact one that got us banned out of Reddit, you know, like, because like they said we were posting commercials, we posted the answer to this in Reddit.
Oh, maybe.
And the moderator did. Remember the moderator says, that's a commercial. I'm like, what are we selling, man? We're just trying to tell the guy what to do. I know we're a brand, but like, we're not selling you a Coder Foundry. I mean, but by the way, the cohort does start March 28th, shameless plug. So go to coderfoundry.com.
Shameless plug, we are selling something today. You can go to learn.com.
But not seriously, if you want to get in the cohort and you want to learn web dev, just like we talked about 3 years ago, March 28th it starts. I'm doing interviews for the upcoming cohort. So, you know, apply today. So if you want to get in.
There you go. Here you go. Eli wants to know, you're moving a lot, maybe because of the chair. You still have that ergo chair. You still have the same chair right now.
It's the same chair. It's a Herman Miller chair. Yeah, it's a Herman Miller chair. So like,
which is not your daily like rider, is it? You have you have another Herman Miller. You have the Embody, right?
Embodied chair. Yeah, I love that chair, by the way.
Which I looked at for here, and I was like, man, it was like $1,000 more than this chair. And I was like, and this chair was $1,000 and something. And I was just like, it's nice, but I like this too, though. I ended up going with a steel case.
Steel case is nice, though. They're nice. They're super nice.
It's a really nice chair, and it is still expensive. It was still over $1,000, so it's like they're not cheap chairs. But when you're sitting in them every day, it's like your chair matters, and it does.
Well, there's two reasons that I don't know why we're coming into a Herman Miller commercial, but like there's two reasons I buy Herman Miller chair. So everything in here is a Herman Miller chair. We got Arions. I've got the Embody. I forget what this one's called, but I've had other office chairs too, and like the things break down. There's some Herman Miller chairs in our office here that are 12 years old. Like if you went and bought a random, like from your Office Max or Office Depot or Staples or whatever, and get the $99 or the $200 desk chair, maybe 12 months out of the thing before like something breaks, it won't raise up and down, it won't go back.
Exactly, the arms aren't quite working the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, or they break off, like that kind of stuff, So I can remember when we had our first conference room that we built here in the building we were joint ventured with the company that I used to own, and that particular guy bought different chairs than Herman Miller.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, you need to buy Herman Miller chairs but he was building out the conference room. So even though I owned the company, I just had to let him make his own decision. So like he bought cheaper chairs. And I can remember sitting in there one time and I pick up the armrest and the armrest comes off in my hand like this. I'm like holding it to him like, dude,
that's funny.
It was just like the glue that come off of it.
Were those the ones that were like the chrome colored?
Yeah.
Like the really shiny chrome
terrible.
ones?
Like,
yeah. They were bad.
And they quit working in a year. So anyway, long story short,
we got new chairs.
I bought them. They're all new chairs in there. And I do use in a body chair, but it's really, really good and it still works. So anyway, so we got some questions here.
Definitely worth having. Yeah, we do. Just by the way, Luca's just thrown it out there. This is dream job to work there. I hate that I've been in my current job for only 6 months. That's the only thing that will keep me from applying. Yeah, I don't know. Aren't you on like your 3rd or 4th gig, Lucas?
He's moved around quite a bit.
Which is good, which means, that's always a good sign. And always a good sign you're earning good money.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go. Mikey's going to validate your point here. Every Staples chair is about the way to break off.
Like it has a mind of its own. I like the way he phrased that. It would just decide, I'm done here.
It's probably no fault of yours. It's not like you. It's
just
really
they're
not
cheap. I mean,
they're just I've done that same thing. I've had bad chairs and they just fall apart.
Yep.
So, hey, Jan, it is. It's kind of. Is that not having a good chair talking about development? Is that not a thing?
Sorry, we disappointed you, man.
Sorry,
he's mad. He's got the frowny face emoji there.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we do. We talk about a lot of different things, but in general, breaking into web dev is our main thing. So stick or quit is basically saying, should I give up after a short period of time?
Yeah. Basically.
No, you should. And then we're also telling you that, hey, you know what? The best job, even to this day, to break into is web dev. So like if you're looking at data science, the growth may be higher, but like when you look at the sheer number of jobs, it's still web dev to this day. So,
and then I think your advice there too was like break into what's easiest first in terms of like volume and the way to get in, then pivot into something else. So you can go game dev from there, you can go mobile, you can go whatever it is from there, data science, whatever it is. Like get in.
And C# being like a really good language where you can base all of those platforms on. So pretty good.
Oh look, here's look, it's just it's out there. Lucas is on Gig 4, Cognizant Soft Vision. They do the infrastructure for Domino's Pizza.
Nice.
So there
kind of cool.
I like that. Is Domino's? Hold on. Is Domino's the one that has the when you order it, it has that little ticker thing where it has the theme that you can put on it? Okay, that's good. I love that one because they have like a heavy metal.
A good mobile thing. Yeah,
and it's really good because the guy yells at you in like this heavy metal voice when your pizza's ready. I think that's Domino's. I think it's Domino's. It might not be. Sorry if it's not, but if it's not, steal that, Lucas, because it's a good idea.
Yeah, theme it up, make it interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do some questions then.
Yeah.
Don't forget you can enter the giveaway up here. This QR code.
Yeah.
Or you can find the
link.
If
you want to learn, what was the guy's name? Javant. He won't enter, but like it's just enter, man. So we'll try to answer some questions. So if you got a question, let us know.
And I see your question there, Javant, too. We'll get to it eventually, promise. You're not too far down the list. So Krista wants to know, in your professional opinion, what does the future of WordPress look like? I just got my first dev job a few months ago as a WordPress dev. Awesome. Congrats.
So what we've said before, and we keep saying this, WordPress runs a lot of sites because of the content management system on it. And then there's this whole like infrastructure on where you can build plugins and all that stuff, the kind of stuff that you're doing, and you can make an absolute living doing that. So like it's going to look good for a while. So are there other things out there that you can do? Could you work on different types of things other than WordPress type sites? Yeah, that's where the other languages, other stacks are being used to build like true applications. And I know that you can do this with WordPress, but if it's not a content management centric position, there could be other things that you want to do. So those other stacks could help you branch into other types of web development. But can you make a living doing a WordPress dev? As you can see, you have a job, they're paying you to do it. So yeah, and I would stay there for 6 months to 1 year for sure before you start looking out. But in that time, like we said in the stick and quit, you got your 9 to 5, you could learn another stack while you're doing that, and maybe you pick up something like ASP.NET, C# or React, JS, Node, something like that. Or you can stay fully committed to WordPress and just do that and make a living for sure. Do it however you want. That's great that you're broke in though. Awesome.
Yep, definitely. I'll say I remember going to a WordPress meetup in or it was like actually a 2-day conference in Columbus, Ohio back in early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, you know, mid probably 2000s, I guess. This is like more than 15 years ago. So it's been around for a minute. So, and it was popular back then. So it's not, you know, it's more popular now. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's totally here for a minute. Is it popular right now?
But even if it does, you got experience and you can just build something with something else and you'll get a job too. So you'll be fine.
Yep. Okay. So hey everyone, just a quick question. I recently graduated from a coding bootcamp. Awesome. Congratulations. Wondering how to gauge the effectiveness of my applications. Is there a response rate I should be going for?
So here's what we can tell you to do to improve your response rate. Make sure your portfolio is up to snuff, everything works on it, and you're positioning that portfolio too. The other thing I would advise you to do is find a recruiter that will work with you and then try to let them sell you into the organization. The third thing is follow up. So like if you're just blindly pressing apply, that's going into a queue. Typically it's being scanned automatically, and then that gets sent to some HR rep, and then the HR rep takes a few of those and sends them to whoever the hiring manager is. So that's a process where you can get dropped out at any stage along the way. So your keywords need to match on your resume that you're submitting with the job stack. So, and then the second thing is if you had a portfolio, that gives something the HR person to look at to differentiate you from someone else. So if you're a coding bootcamp grad, I'm hoping that you have a portfolio of projects. The second thing you do is find the hiring manager on LinkedIn. Find them, go look for them, find them, and submit your portfolio to them. Say, hey, I just applied. I'd like to see if you could take a look at my portfolio project, see if I'm a good fit for this role. I think I am. Here's 3 reasons why I think I'm a good fit, and just see if you can get in their instant message on LinkedIn. So that's what I would do. So it doesn't matter about the response rate. You need 1 yes. So we're not really running a traditional email campaign where, hey, a 3% open rate's great. That's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for a yes. So if it takes us 100 applications to get a yes, or 500, it doesn't really matter as long as we get a yes and we get paid and we break in. So I hope that helps.
I'd also say have some other people who aren't part of your bootcamp look at your portfolio as well.
Yeah, get it reviewed.
Get it reviewed. Just go throw it out on tech Twitter or something, and people will look at it.
Yeah.
They'll give you their honest opinion, and that's what you really want. You don't want the sugar-coated opinion that just says, you know, from your mom that's just going to say, "Oh, that's great! Like that's awesome,
great,
best thing I've ever seen." That's not what you want. It might make you feel good, but that's not going to help you in the long run. So you want somebody to be kind of do the right thing and tell you whether it's actually going to work for you or not, because that's going to be your first barrier. If it's bad, you're not even going to get as far as getting any kind of response.
You just get soft nose.
Yeah. You just get the no that's just a non-response, because they'll look at it and be like, well, that's not very good, so it's not what we're looking for.
Right.
They just won't communicate back with you. You need to make sure you get across that first barrier of getting somebody to respond back to you. Okay. Let's see. We never use this, but...
So it's a PHP framework. So yeah, I mean, you can use it if you want. I mean, that's one of them out there. It's the most famous one out there. So
we talked about
it's fine.
We talked about doing some tutorials at some point, adding other technologies to our stack as well. That may be
only in the self-paced course. We probably wouldn't teach it in person. We just think there's more opportunities for ASP.NET, but we realize there's Django, there's Laravel, there's React, there's Angular. There's a lot of different ways to build web apps out there. So,
that's a future thing for us. Maybe.
Yep. Not next week. So.
Yeah. Don't expect it anytime soon. We do have some stuff coming out.
Yeah. We do.
Real soon. Like probably soon. At least 2 things, maybe 3 things.
Yep.
So, yeah. That should be cool. Technically 2 brand new courses. So,
2 brand new courses coming out soon on the self-paced course.
should be very cool. We're literally at the final editing point of it now. So
And blooper cuts.
Any blooper cuts on the video? No, I
That's
don't.
what the jump cuts are for, man.
Yeah. No, I didn't keep any of that original material.
Yeah.
The only blooper reel I have is, so before we actually did the YouTube thing, we would shoot like more commercial style videos. And it's funny actually, because if I go, look at this. This is actually kind of funny. I just thought about this. Look, Lucas is right here. Look, in a commercial style.
Look at Lucas. Look at Lucas.
I just thought about this. This is actually Lucas's video. So this was his. This is his when we asked him about like his bootcamp experience after graduating.
Yeah.
So that's funny. Just triggered in my mind for some reason. That was there.
Yeah.
But no. So when I did a video with Natasha, who was doing the recruiting thing at the time, and she had an amazing amount of bloopers that I strung them together. And it's one of the funniest videos. We never published it anywhere. We never did anything with it. But
I remember that now, yeah.
You remember that? Because she said, I forget what she said. She said it's one word, like 18 times or something in this thing. So I put like this little counter on the thing. Because I forget what word it was. She kept saying it over and over again. In context, out of context. It didn't matter. She just kept saying the word. I was just like, so I put this little counter up on the screen. I was like, and then I played it back and I, edited it and then gave her the blooper reel cut. And it was like, at one point, she's just like, I think she said something like, I don't know what I'm doing. It was a great video. It was just so funny. It had so many good bits in it. So there are some blooper reels, but not for that particular video. That I remember. Let's see. Dylan says, is looking at docs enough, or do you have to watch tutorials?
So I think tutorials are good. I think both are great. And Dylan, I think, can you build stuff? And that's the question that you need to ask yourself. Only you can answer that. Can I build stuff? So watching tutorials helps you make sense of the docs in some case. Like, okay, this is what this really means. And not all docs are created equal. So like if you read, let's say, MDN on JavaScript, those docs can be hard to adjust for first-time learners because there's no like real code examples a lot of times in there. And you're just like, okay, I get it. This is a function and it's got a method and it's got some properties. How do I use this? And that's where tutorial can fill in those blanks so that you can understand docs. And not every docs are the same. Now, Bootstrap docs, I love, as far as Bootstrap goes, those have great docs. MDN, very technical, but once you understand JavaScript and those kind of things, it makes it a lot easier to read and understand. So both of those things together, I think, is where you need to be. Hope that helps.
Okay. I'm gonna jump a little bit over here. So Duo said, you guys give me your opinion on Rosa, you can post the link here. And then Kevin said, wait until I can get my portfolio looked at by you guys. And then Lucas said, that's a good video content idea. So we do this every so often. We do portfolio reviews every so often. We don't necessarily do resume reviews, although what I would suggest is go post them in Discord. There's a section in there for portfolio reviews. Yeah. You can go post your portfolio in there and you'll get peer feedback. If we happen to have time, we'll go take a look at them too. But well, we will do another one of those here too. We haven't done one in a while. We do get a lot of response to that. People like seeing other people's work, and we like looking at your work too.
It's kind of cool. Yeah,
it is. It's always fun to see what people have done and provide help, give feedback on what we think, and what we think about their work. I think it's good. My daily life here says, can a person's IQ decide whether programming is suitable for that person?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but here's what I would say. Go to coderfoundry.com/quiz. I think that's the link for it.
It is. And
take that test and just see how you do on it.
It's not a pure IQ test.
It's not a pure IQ test, but it is
kind of related.
Absolutely predicts whether you're going to be good at this or not. Like you can go to the developer quiz. Now, full disclosure, we're not trying to sell you anything, but like someone will call you if you take this quiz and you get a high score on it.
Yes.
But you can just, that's fine. I mean, it is a lead magnet for us, but it'll tell you whether this thing is right. Because we use this as a guide to let people into the bootcamp. Not everyone gets into our bootcamp. We're not like every bootcamp where if you just have money, we'll let you in. We actually try to see if the bootcamp's suitable for you. this is one of our metrics that we use, and then we use other metrics as well. But this is a absolute determiner that we've seen in a 12-week setting whether you can pass the bootcamp or not.
Yeah, people that do well in this tend to do well. People that don't, and we've tested and been like, we've
tested. We've let people in that didn't do that. And we don't want to give our threshold out, but like we do have a threshold that we interview based on that. And then every time I let someone in below the threshold, and they're like, yeah, but like this and this and this and all these extenuating circumstances, they always struggle.
Yep.
And so in a 12-week setting. And so what we tell people, if you get below a certain threshold, we recommend that, self-learning is probably a better path at this point.
You need to take longer than 12 weeks, don't you? That's what we really...
Right. And then assimilate some information, and then maybe you take the self-paced course for like 3 months or something like that. And then maybe then you could retake that quiz and you're like, oh, okay, I did a lot better on that. I understand.
Right.
It's a learned skill. Coding's a learned skill, but IQ is definitely built in and around pattern matching, these IQ tests. Ours is very similar to that. And that's what we're looking for. Can you take a set of known information and then apply it to a different problem set, which is really what coding is. And then there's certain people that they have to be taught each individual problem. And those people aren't very good programmers because the problem is always changing. Even though there's a common set of rules we follow as programmers, how you do that can vary dramatically in the things that you're trying to do. So it's really the creative application of applying something logic to, which I think is a very creative side of your brain that a lot of people have. People don't think of that way, but that's why a lot of musicians tend to do well as programmers, because you can teach people chords, but then 2 different songs are totally different to play,
Right.
So especially the order's different, and so like you have to learn how to apply what you know to that particular song. So that's why they seemingly do well.
There you go.
So,
it's something we've never looked at this, Clara, to know if taking it once and then later determine if you've improved your thinking.
People take it twice trying to get in, but
sometimes they actually do worse on the second attempt.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can see every attempt that somebody takes too. So it's like, somebody will just come in and they'll put their name in and they'll take it once and they'll do low and then they'll try again and they'll get even worse. It's like,
there's no cost to that. It's just know that someone may call you and that's okay, or they may email you.
And if you don't want to get a call or email, you can put in fake information. Just make sure that it's obviously fake. Just put in no or no@no.com or something, and then we won't even try and like email you or call you.
We won't try to call you, but but here's how we look at it. And this is how we look at it. If you get a 98 on our quiz, we're going to call you because you absolutely should be pursuing a software education in your future. You should. And so that's what we tell people. Now, is Coder Foundry the fit for you? After we talk to you, that could be a yes, could be a no. You may love us, you may hate us. It doesn't really matter. But if you get a 98, there's only been 22 to 23 100s ever on our dev quiz, ever. And so we feel like if you get a really, really high score, like a 98, you miss only one question, because there is one question that everyone misses.
There is.
And there's a reason for that, though. It's not a secret. And it's not even tricky. It's just that, you can
arrive. Well, here's the problem with the question, and here's why there's so much debate over this question, right?
Yeah.
You can arrive at a correct answer. This is a multiple choice question, by the way. You can figure out the logic, and you can arrive at a correct answer, but that correct answer is not one of the options available. There is another correct answer that is available in the list. So you have to get your head around, I've answered it already, but actually there's another answer. And so many people come back and be like, your quiz is broken. It's wrong.
I know. I had that yesterday.
Question 14 is wrong. Like, no, it's not.
It's not wrong. I told him, I had this yesterday when I interviewed a student, and he was like, one of them's wrong, but I feel like I did really well. And he did. And I'm like, it's not wrong. And he goes, why? And he goes, I said, I know what question you're talking about. I'm even looking at it. And I said, did you consider that there could be 2 answers?
Yes.
And you can see the light bulb go.
Yeah, and nobody does.
Oh.
Yeah. As soon as they
there's more than one way to do stuff. Yeah, there's more than one way to do stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. And I thought about maybe there is a thing to that. We should have more of those kind of questions.
We should have more of them,
kind of abstract you out.
But I think our score would go down because you can tell even for the really, really overachiever, the sweaty tryhard guy that's coming in and doing it, and he gets a 98. He's like, man, I could have got 100. Yes, you could have. But like, and that's why you can see that 22 people out of the, I don't know how many you've taken now, 4,000 or 5,000.
It's in the way into the thousands. Yeah, I don't know if the stuff.
Yeah.
Head,
so like, and it's that question, you know, which is like, there's more than one answer. And so we have 2 answers, and one's obvious and one's not. And we did not.
The obvious one, exactly. The obvious one isn't an answer. So,
yeah.
And people get there and they're just like, that's as far as they're willing to go. They are not willing to think past like, I have the answer, therefore the quiz is wrong, and that's it. That's as far as they're
we're also testing this like this assumption like it must be broke. Yeah. And so like, you know, like, and so as programmers, like one of the assumption is I can't do that. That can't be fixed. That's impossible. And the really great programmers are like, really? Is it?
Yeah.
You know, like
the way around that.
Yeah. So what you could do is just brute force it. You could have started at the top and say, oh, you know, the answer's.
Oh, you can totally brute force this.
Boom, 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 and just plug them all into that equation and try to figure it out, like which one's the answer. And then you would notice right away, oh, one of those works. Oh, that must be it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our hint.
There you go. Yeah, if you haven't taken it, there is a hint. I can't remember what question it is. I think it's question 12 or 14, something like that. It's kind of early on.
Yeah. Scott's correct.
So yeah, it is. Yes. Yeah, we've definitely seen a correlation here too. Playing an instrument and coding are two, for some reason, very similar skill sets. Like the brain works in a way that, yeah. And I think it's a lot to do with pattern recognition. So I play guitar, and I see the guitar neck as a pattern. And I see patterns, and I see chord shapes, and I see patterns, and I see those kind of things. And I think coding is very, very similar. It's kind of that same part of the logic brain kind of does both.
Right. You need to learn a new skill. So.
Yep. Okay, what do we got next? Let's get to Jan-'s question. Jan said, how to get your first client as a web developer? I mean, maybe a small work client or a big project client.
So the people ask this all the time, how do I freelance? So realize when you become a freelancer, you're really moving into sales. So you've got to convince someone that you can do it. So the first thing you need is some type of portfolio then go look at to see if you have the skills. So most people are going to passively shop you, right? So even if you go to Fiverr or some of these TopTool or some of these other sites, which if you're not willing to cold call everyone in your area and send out 1,000 emails, that's the next best way to do it. And so what you have to do, even if you do that, they're going to look at your work before they kind of judge you. So if you want more success at this, like in other words, like I'm applying to all these Fiverr things or TopTool things, then you need to have a really great portfolio that represents what you can do. So that's how you get your first client. You got to show them what you can do before you apply for roles. So even if you would cold call restaurants, every restaurant in your on your street, in your neighborhood, or in your city, then they would want to look at, have you built a restaurant website before? This is what baffles me about building a portfolio anyway, where I'll get a lot of pushback from that. They're like, I don't want to invest that time in doing that. I don't want to invest that time into building a project. Well, I don't want to spend 3 weeks of my life building a bug tracker.
Right.
I'm like, well, who are you investing in? You? Yes. You're investing in you, not anyone else. No one's asking you to build this for free. So a lot of times it's like, well, I get this pushback where people want to literally be compensated for building the projects on their portfolio. And it's like, it's just this weird thing where, you know, you don't want to spend any time developing your craft. I get it. Your time is your time, but like, seems like you would use your time to improve you. But that's how I approach life, you know? So I would say build a portfolio of projects, target those projects in around if you're going locally and you're doing local business websites, then you got to build some business websites to show them what you can build. Even if you're building those with like Wix or Squarespace or something like that, and you're not even building by custom, you still got to show them what you can do. Yep. That's what I would do.
Yeah, you can't just show up with a promise of I promise I can build that. Be like, okay. Mm-hmm. The other thing to do is, I think a lot of people, their first work ends up being like a referral of some kind, right? It's like their friend needs a website, and it's like they end up like doing that, and that can be a client. It doesn't have to be for free. That could turn into a client for sure.
Hope that helps, J-Ant. J-Ant? Made that how it's pronounced? Is that how you pronounce it?
J-Ant, yeah, I think J-Ant. I hope that's correct.
J-Ant?
Okay, Miguel says, if I joined my current job only 6 months ago, and I'm getting a better offer from another company, should I take the better offer right away?
Depends on what you want to do. You can.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think jumping around every 6 months is bad, but jumping around in the first 6 months isn't necessarily bad. You know, this is what I tell people: you can get 6 months to 1 year, you're going to get new offers. And if it's way better and you like the technology, you like the company, now that you're working and you have a job, now you can say, I can choose between my offers. It's just a lot of people make the mistake in doing this when they don't have a job. Now that you're working, now you can figure out if that's a good move for you or not. I can't answer for that because I don't know what your current position is, and I don't know if you really like it there. Maybe it's 1 year. You don't have to take a better offer.
Yeah, I mean,
now,
there is the potential.
Now
to
you
burn a
can.
bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that there. Depends on how
Yeah.
the company handles it. But also, the way the market is right now, your company, they have to understand that this is something that's happening. They have to understand that. Like, if you come to them, they're not going to be surprised. I guarantee they're not. We've seen we've seen a lot of people moving at the minute.
Yes.
So
I need 5 more. So if you're looking for a job,
you go exactly. We were talking about a company this morning, not to name them, but you were saying they needed 18 new developers.
Yeah.
Partially through expansion, partially through attrition, and people just moving around. So you know, I mean, that's a company that needs 18 new devs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. That shows you like how many things are out there. So companies that aren't willing to hold on to their devs for whatever reason, that's just how it is.
One of the Twitter things I saw from Danny Thompson raised awareness of this company that was paying people monthly and then firing them within 3 weeks. And the guy was like, you know, they're talking about this as a travesty. It is. You can't get screwed doing this. But I can tell you that company, like, even if Danny doesn't raise that awareness, they're not ever going to build anything. They're never going to go anywhere. That global payments company isn't going to succeed, period, because you have to take seriously investing into the IT staff because you're a software company, dude. Like, you can't screw people over like that. It just won't work. But if you're starting over with knowledge transfer every 3 weeks, you're never going to gain traction. So my point was, hey, take it as a advice or whatever, and you know, chalk it up to experience. But you know, 3 weeks isn't 3 months. At least you didn't do that, and so you know, you didn't like get strung away. If you don't get paid, leave immediately and go do something else. So it's bad, but it's also not. It's not travesty. They won't be around long enough to screw people over to a great deal anyway. They just won't be around. They won't build their thing. And if they're backed by VCs and their VCs realize that's their hiring practice, like, hey man, we're here to build a payments platform, not for free. I mean, like, you know, so that's just not going to work.
Mark wants to know who's hiring. Everybody.
Everyone's hiring, Mark.
Everybody plus Bobby.
I'm hiring right now. I've got multiple positions open for if you've got, you know, basically 5 years experience with .NET, ASP.NET, MVC, Web API. If you've got some Amazon experience, I'd love to talk to you.
Speaking of Foundry grads too, and previous people who have worked with us, Shane's here too. So freelancing, his suggestion, use local companies to find businesses that lack a web presence. Yes, because they are there. Even, which is nuts, right? Even today, like 2022, like, you know, we're well into the web existing, and it's like some people have webs, some people don't even have them. You're right, they don't even have them at all. Right. And then some are really, really bad. The last time they updated it was like 97. It's like GeoCities. GeoCities, exactly. So yeah, find bad websites and make them better. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And hey, Shane, by the way.
Hey, Shane.
Go on next. Okay, Spencer wants to know the main differences from a junior and senior engineer. Skill-wise, can you elaborate?
Hey, the main thing is, can you take a spec documentation and just without any help build it? That's a senior engineer. Juniors usually need guidance and help and understanding requirements, and you know, so a senior can like basically take that spec document and go, okay, I can build that, and they know how to do it, and they'll run with it. And they'll even also read into the requirements to make sure it's done correctly, because requirements sometimes come across, they're ill-conceived. A senior can say, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, but you really want this. and they can either go back and forth with the business units and things like that. So I think that's the main thing, that they can build things without any guidance, really. And most of the guidance you're getting is from a maybe understanding a requirement from the business unit, but not a technical guidance at all. They know how to do what they need to do, and the things that they don't know how to do, they can figure out and teach themselves and learn new skills. So that's it. Juniors typically need another developer to help them solve problems, which isn't bad. That's just the way it is. Hope that helps, Spencer.
Yeah. Lukey Dookie on Discord just sent me this. I'm going to show this because I think it's great. This is an example of a bad website in our area that needs some work. So just
in my area,
just in our area. Yeah. So hold on. Here we go.
All right.
This image is cut off. What are they even doing?
We're crashing someone's.
Sorry, but like this is in Clemens somewhere. But yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look, this was probably last done. If we look down here, there's no. I thought they might have even left a date on it, and that date should be 90 something. I mean,
what's that built with front page? I mean, what is that?
I don't know.
I love it that I don't know.
Clemens and Kernes.
Yeah, they got those bordered boxes. Nice.
It's insane. I mean, look at the pictures too. What does this say about this? I don't. Wow. Yeah. I mean, this is like. This doesn't even have. There's no form. There's nothing on this. This is literally a static site. Look, there's no interactivity on this site at all. It's like it's links. It's 7 static pages.
Yep.
That's it.
So for you out there in your engineering, you could probably grab a template from Theme Forest.
Exactly.
You could mock this thing up in Theme Forest, take their exact things, maybe change their pictures. Their logo is.
This disturbs
me. Real
me.
Logo file.
This disturbs me that it's up here.
But see, here's the other thing that I love about like what people do, which they should never be in charge of like anything. Is like you're a psychiatric association. Yeah. Why is there planets on this website? Like what? I mean, what's this? It's not like you're not exploring the moon.
Well, this is some kind of template, isn't it? From some web builder or something. I think this is from a web builder. I don't think somebody's actually built this. I think this is a template from something.
Front page.
Potentially, yeah. I think it is something like that for sure.
It's pretty bad.
So Lukey Dookie, thank you for the link.
So if your background is so busy that you have to put another box in front of it and make it opaque, you got the wrong background. So like,
you got a problem.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a perfect example. If somebody wants to reach out,
someone
to
called
them and
Piedmont.
fix their website.
Fix their website. What I would do is, if you want some advice, I would make it better and just send them this link. Hey, would you like this? It's $2,000. I'll give it to you today. I'm done.
See, here's what we do suggest though. So here's what you can do with this is, because this is out there and it's like a public thing, you could remake this, right? You could remake this website and use it as a portfolio piece.
Yes.
They don't necessarily have to buy it. You can do before and after. And this is a great example of it before. You can make a way better after. I mean, even using stock photos than the photos they have of their interior, which who cares what their office looks like?
I know. It's just kind of crazy, right?
There's a million better images you could put up there than what you have.
I wouldn't use any interior photos at all. Like, that doesn't matter.
Oh, you could use stock image. Oh, that's Lucas, by the way, on this. Thanks, Lucas.
Lucas.
I didn't want to assume that was you on there. Because it's not your picture on Discord. So is it? Or maybe it is. I just can't see it. It's too small.
That's an example where you could find local businesses and send them and you could build it out and you could do it. You could, if you want to. Definitely. So I don't know who was looking for their first client. Maybe Piedmont. Your first client.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll crank one out this morning and send it to them and say, hey, man, what do you think of this?
Yeah. It's
you beat me on. Everyone will beat me on price though.
You want to charge too much?
I charge way too much to do that. So because
let's see. Let's do another one here. Let's see. Been web dev since '99. Why, you've been around for a minute. About to graduate with a software dev degree. Okay, cool. Question is, I have a concern with technical questions in the job interview. Can you give me some resources to groom me for such questions?
Go to learn.coderfoundry.com and there's a course coming out that does this.
Shameless plug. You want to talk about the course now? We haven't really launched it, but it's coming real soon.
It's in the editing phase. Like what we're going to do is, the course is called the interview, and it's just going to go through the types of questions that you get. And we give you the answer, but we also teach you how to answer it so that you can pass a technical interview. And then we have an example of, and ours is centered in around C#. So if you're doing C#, it's perfect. But if you're doing other languages, then you'll see that some of these questions, there is some overlap. It's just our examples are based in C#. Your example may be based in something else. But you can definitely, if you're in our self-paced course, that's coming out in the next week or so, 2 weeks, something like that, I hope. Should be done this week.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It should, yeah.
We can edit it up, and then I've shot videos for it. So, like, I think it's super strong. And our technique, I think, is the best technique out there in the marketplace. We've talked about this technique a lot. I don't want to get into it right now, but like in general, how do you take a interview question, turn it into a demo is your main goal for any interview that you go to. And then we just show you how to do that. So, and that's really not a plug-in question, Kevin. That's just random people asking questions. That's why we made this, because we see students struggle with technical interviews. They don't know how to really adjust to the code trivia. Like, what do I do? How do I do it? How do I answer it? Like, do I have to memorize every single thing about every question? And the answer is no.
Yep.
Turn a question into a demo.
Exactly.
You win.
Exactly. We built a course that has a framework, so you can follow kind of a framework. We do plan on adding at some point in the future too. We're going to add other kind of technologies into there too, probably as a whole other course. This one's C# focused, but we're going to add one that's more JavaScript stuff and more front end stuff, because you're likely to get some of those
soft skill questions. Like even soft skill questions can turn to a demo. Like, so
they should.
Here's a crazy question someone was literally asked several weeks ago, and they got the job. But they asked, "What do you think about while you're driving?" And you're thinking, like, what kind of cockamamie question is that? Like, what's it matter? I'm listening to music, But what I thought about it for a long time, and I didn't get a chance to talk to the interviewer like that. But now I've thought about what my answer would be. And my answer is, when I'm driving, sometimes I'm still solving problems. And sometimes I think of answers to solutions that may work. And a lot of times I'm thinking about how to solve stuff. And that's so true, whether you're in the shower and if you're coding, and this, if you're sitting there watching, you can confirm it right now that sometimes you're just driving down the road and you're like, oh, that's the answer. Okay, I got that now. I've woke up in the middle of the night and wrote something down and went back to sleep because I'm like, oh, that's what I need to do. I'll do that in the morning. Or I've thought of things in the shower and like, oh, okay, that's what I need to do. So your mind subconsciously works on things. So if people ask you questions like that, just say that you're always in problem solving mode. You're committed to your craft. I mean, it's all of those soft skill questions answer the same way that I'm committed to my craft. Let me show you what I can build. Demo, demo, demo. I would still say if Tech Rally's watching, I would demo at Amazon of an interview.
We talked about that last Friday too. So Kevin's code, does the interview course include the self-paced? Yes, it is.
Everything's included.
Yeah. If you are a current subscriber, any of the platforms that you currently subscribe to right now, it is included.
It'll come out free, you for not free, but like whatever you're paying now to be included in what you get. We'll release a couple of 2 or 3 new courses over the next month that you can get into. I'm really excited about some other ones too. I'm in the filming stage of that. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there, but definitely worth taking. Definitely, I'm going to up your game in the portfolio department.
So what you're going to see is, if you are currently subscribing on any level, whether it be monthly, yearly, doesn't matter if you've got a current subscription, those courses will all be included. Anything we put out will all be included moving forward. We will also price them individually as well. So if somebody doesn't want to subscribe to it and they just want the interview part, they can just buy it outright. They can do that too. That's an option. We just want to put that out as another option as well. But we think most people will probably just be subscribing and kind of do the everything package.
But honestly, if you are in our self-paced course right now and you're learning.net, you've built blog, you've built bug tracker, this course that's coming out is like killer. Like, in other words, like, it is totally down your wheelhouse. In other words, like, the examples are straight out of the code base that you've just been working on. And that's why it's so cool. The learning and this interview course as a combo together will help you find a job quicker. We know this because it works. We see people do it all the time. That's why we just tried to put our strategy down on paper.
Exactly. Let me just tell you a little bit about the format too, because the format's kind of cool as well. So there's a lot of questions. And we've taken the top 20. In the top 20, we have, not only do we have the question, the answer, and an example, we also have Antonio giving you an actual spoken version of the answer and a screen version of the answer as well, showing you the actual code. So there's a ton of content here for each one of these. It's cool. It's very cool. So you should be able to figure like these questions out and have a really good answer for them using this content.
I think so.
Yep.
Hope that helps. It's coming soon.
Soon. Okay, we're a little bit over, so.
We got busy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, it's taco time. All right. So finally, look me up if you're into Destiny and video games. You know, watch us chase it's a contest mode. The whole world will be doing it on Saturday night. You can go check us out on Twitch TV. We'll probably put some links on Twitter here, maybe on the community page. We won't do it here on YouTube Live. We've done that, but like people, as Javant said, I thought this was a channel about web development. Why are you playing video games?
People get upset about it.
Noted. You know, because you may not care about
Twitch.
that whatsoever.
Twitch
It'll be on
gaming.
Twitch. It'll be on Twitch. Yeah, we have a Twitch TV out there, and so which funny thing is, most of the guys that I'm play with are all programmers too. It's kind of funny. We're a coder team, so that's kind of cool.
I like that.
Hopefully we finish up in the upper echelon of people completing it. We got 24 hours, and hopefully.
And when does this happen?
Saturday at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Okay.
And you have 24 hours. So realize that these things take a long time. This isn't an hour thing. You can check in with us. We'll probably still be going at 2 a.m. the next morning. You know, it does take a while to do. So you have to really be in it for the long haul for 24 hours. So, but if we get a clear in the first 24 hours, we get a raid jacket. If we're the very first team in the entire planet, we get a raid belt, the wrestling belt, and I will wear it on TV if we win that thing. So
you will constantly be wearing that belt. If you win it, you have to wear it from here on out in every situation.
Yeah, exactly. And every show, I'll just come in and go like this, you know, and the John Cena hat and wear the belt.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Looking forward to it. We'll see you next Tuesday. Good luck and keep coding.
We'll catch you guys later.